Now, with the fall season officially upon us, it is the perfect time to get a head start on your garden for next spring. And Master Gardener William Moss says the way to do that is by getting your bulbs ready.
Yes.
How are you?
I'm doing good.
Really good to see you.
It's great to be here. Great to be here.
You know, we have a little kind of a nip in the air here this morning, a little cool outside. And while there are still wonderful things in your garden that are blooming right now, now is the time to start scheming, start planning, thinking about what it's going to be like next spring.
And yeah, thinking about spring, doing the things that are going to make you have a beautiful spring next year, and that means planting bulbs.
There you go. And here are some of the examples. You know, we've got beautiful tulips over here. We've got daffodils. We've got some freesia. We've got some hyacinth.
Yeah.
Right?
Hyacinths, these are paper whites, really neat things. And bulbs are special plants. Bulbs are really special because everything's already contained inside of it.
Right.
So when you put this in the ground, it's like a treasure. It has the roots, it has the stem, the leaves, and the flowers already there.
It's all ready to cook out. You know what? This is good because it looks like an onion in the inside, right?
It does.
Take
you
a
can
look
sort
at
of see those. All these different layers here are the leaves. Right there's we got where the stem's going to come up, and the flower is going to be right up top there. It's going to be a red flower. It's just starting to come out. So this is actually cross-section in half of a plant that's ready to go.
Back in the day, I remember we used to go through in the summer and we would rake up all the bulbs and let them dry out, in the garage, right? Remember that? So now it's time to sort of collect all of those, and make sure they're ready to, and when do you plant? When's the best time to put the bulbs?
The best time to put them in the ground is early to mid-fall, because what you want to do is you want the root development. You want to give the roots a chance to get down in there and get strong before it gets too cold. That way in springtime, when it starts to warm up, boom! They're ready to go and they pop right up.
Because you really do need to get them in before the first frost.
I always say before the ground freezes. If you can get them in before it gets too cold, that's really going to give them the best chance.
All right, so we're getting out in the garden now. Right. We've gotten the soil all tilled up and nice, and we put a little extra something in there to kind of give them some food.
Definitely some compost from Organic Mechanics or worm castings over here from Orcon. Both of these guys have nutrients, and you want to put them in down at the bottom of the hole. So you want to dig a hole.
Smells like dirt.
You want to dig the hole 3 times as deep as the bulb is wide.
3 times as deep.
3 times.
Oh, as the bulb is wide.
As it is wide. So this bulb is about 2.5 inches. So we went down about 8 inches. You have to imagine this is an 8-inch deep hole.
Okay.
We put the compost and stuff on the bottom and the worm casting, because what that does is puts the nutrients right where the roots are going to be.
Right. And sometimes when you have this stuff, this natural stuff, does it add a little bit of heat?
No, well.
The compost.
If it makes you feel good, yes. but naturality, no, it's not.
Okay,
it's not going to add much at all.
Okay.
But it adds love. How about that? Okay. The worm castings and stuff.
These bulbs need to know their love.
Yes, they do.
Now, hang on a minute, though. These guys look like the top is the right direction.
Yes.
What about these guys?
I put them in upside down just so people could understand that they do have an orientation. There's a top and there's a bottom.
Right.
However, just like if you throw like a cat in the air and it lands on its feet, if you throw a bulb in the ground, it's going to grow up.
It will find a way.
Yes.
It will find a way to the surface.
Oh,
so that's very good to know.
About it. But yes, pointy end up.
There you go. All right. So we got these guys in, 8 inches in. They're all buried, and then just forget about it?
Well, put a lot of them when you plant. You see, we got a big hole.
Yeah.
You want to put a lot of them in, and you also want to make sure that they're not touching.
Okay.
So we got them close, but
I got one other one for you. Okay.
Go ahead.
Once I've done this, should I water then right away?
Most definitely.
Okay.
Cover them up, and I want you to get tons of water. Just let them water in.
On this fall. Okay.
Yes, this fall.
So don't just bury and walk.
No, bury, water, then you can walk.
Okay, there you go. All right. What else we got here this morning?
We got this really neat thing. We got some really good common bulbs up here. Also, we want to talk about where you can get some of the things. So, you can get bulbs, of course, from any garden center.
Sure.
But, online sources like the Vrooman or Cottage Farms Direct or Van Borgendine are the ones that are going to have some of these more unusual things.
Right.
We're going to start with daffodils because this is probably the most popular flower in the world.
Yeah.
Very easy to grow, great for containers, grows all the way from like Florida up to Canada.
Yeah.
A beautiful one.
And you know what? In the springtime, when those first crocuses hit and then those daffodils come, you're like, Yes!
Yes!
Yes, it's springtime.
Yes, definitely you know then that winter will end. And we also got a couple of other neat things. This is called leucojum.
What is this?
People don't grow it. It looks like a daffodil. It needs to be grown more because it grows in wet places. So people who have those boggy areas, this is a good one to put down there.
Okay, all right, when you put your house in a wetland, this is, what'd you call it again?
Leucojum.
Leucojum.
Leucojum. It's a pretty name too. And these are tulips, of course. Everyone knows tulips. They're bright.
And there's
a
zillion varieties.
A zillion varieties. Find some that are colorful that you like. Great for containers.
Wait, and that's a good transition, right? Because, well, no, we think about all these tough economic times and the bubbles collapsing. Right? There was the great tulip run when people were paying like $1 million for a
1700s. This actually was the first bubble burst. The first of the big bubbles to burst was the tulip market. People were trading houses for tulips.
Crazy, crazy.
Isn't that neat?
All right.
Isn't that neat? And then finally we got alliums over here. These are flowering onions. And these guys are great because nothing eats them. Not deer, not rabbits, not rodents, squirrels.
Are you serious?
Nothing's going to eat them.
These are deer-proof?
These are deer-proof, and so are the daffodils, by the way. So if you got problems with rodents or critters at home, I want you to go with the alliums and the daffodils.
And is that what these are here, or those? Those look like onions.
Yeah. These are the onions. These are the onions. There are a bunch of different types. I just want you to get some of those in the ground.
Allium. Well, you know what? This looks like onion.
It does.
There you go. All right.
Yeah, this kind of.
So we got all these different kinds of varieties. And what is this stuff down here?
That's actually not a bulb. It's a tuber called an anemone, and you got to soak this guy first. Soak and put him in the ground. He makes beautiful flowers.
And like windflowers, anemones, right?
Windflowers. You know a lot of this stuff, man. You know these things. Few quick tips, man. Wear gloves and get the kids out.